here today. Our confirmation round here, they're going to bring the guys back out, run them through a couple of the poses, and then we're going to get into the awards.
Classic Physique competitors right here in Detroit. Our gentlemen are in place. We send it down for the first time here tonight to our head judge, Bill Civilian.
Thank you, Sid. 71. 72. 74. Yeah! 76. 77.
Awesome. You look awesome. No, I don't. I saw your back double from fucking up there.
All right, we're starting from the back group here. They're going to run guys back.
We got Ensuri, Castillo, Fernando, and Conaval.
I think this morning, Wesley was definitely coming into this, he was obviously the favorite, coming off the Arnold Classic win. He was the big heavy hitter in the lineup, and I think he solidified himself here as the champion, pretty handily in prejudging. We did definitely have a really good showing from Ethan Gohari. I think he was coming off 6th place at the Arnold Classic and really showed up with a really, really excellent peak. Fullness, conditioning, tan, presentation was all really, really exceptional. So definitely put some people on notice with his package here today.
His conditioning in the morning show was probably one of the best conditions I've seen on stage.
It was excellent, yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back in line.
In case any of you missed it, Ian's guest posing seems to be blowing up online on Instagram. Looking like an absolute animal. I don't think he's very happy about it.
I hate peer pressure.
79. 80. 81. 81 and 80 switch.
Taylor Lepsig's tan looks a lot better than this morning as well.
Yeah, no, they gave him the feedback of improving that tan. He was a little bit light this morning and definitely looks better tonight.
Really hard to tell when you're backstage and getting tanned up how it's going to look when you actually come out on stage.
Side chest.
Yeah, he hardened up a little bit tonight as well. I think conditioning looks good.
Yeah, it looks very good.
A little fuller.
'73 and '78 switch. Your favorite classic pose.
Victor Rubio seems to have some really good conditioning in the squats. Looking pretty crazy.
Yep.
Thank you, gentlemen. Back in line. 70. 75. 82.
You got Rosales.
83.
So we got David,
Gohari.
Ethan, Colin, and Wesley are our top 4 here. How I saw it this morning was Wesley, then Ethan. I thought Colin looked really, really good. Needs some muscle in a few spots, but overall really good density. Conditioning was solid. Needs to just bring that back up a little bit. But really, really great structure.
Side chest.
Wesley just has so much size on him.
Yeah, he just takes up so much space on stage. It's really drawing to your eyes.
Especially in the upper body. His upper body is so crazy dominant.
Yeah, very wide.
From the back, I'd like to see a bit more hamstrings from Wesley, but
yeah, that's always been like the critique point for Wesley. You know, was the legs as a whole. I think the quads have definitely made some good improvements.
The quads are much better than last year.
But the glutes and hamstrings still need to come up a little, especially with how big and wide he is up top. You know, the lats are 6 miles wide, you know, and his shoulders are super, super wide. So just to match those, a little more depth to the glutes and hamstrings would definitely help there. Especially once you get to the Olympia level and you get a lot fewer guys that are missing parts, right?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Ethan's conditioning is just as crazy as it was this morning.
Yeah, no, his conditioning looks good.
Steve, back to you.
I think this is a good package from Wesley, a good balance of fullness and conditioning. So you can see Ethan here, I mean, just absolute granite.
Absolutely sensational classic physique division. Make some noise. Thank you very much, gentlemen. You've been absolutely phenomenal. At this time, we're going to have your final update. As we are going to transition now into the individual routines, we are going to see routines from the top 10 placers. Our first competitor is making his pro debut. He hails from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Please welcome Arthur Augustino.
Far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. Of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
Great look from Arthur for his pro debut.
Yeah, no, great look. Conditioning solid for sure. You can see his side leg there, glutes dug out, really good dryness. Just needs a bit more size, but I think this was a very good showing for him. Great structure.
Look when you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arthur Augustino. An absolutely sensational pro debut. Our next competitor turned pro at the 2024 NPC Junior National Championships. They call him The Machine. Please welcome from Bayamo, Cuba, David Aguilar Rosales.
You know I'm trying. Hey Lord, you know I'm trying. It's all I got is this.
Very nice overall package from David.
Yeah, no, I think he looked great here and is looking like a top 4 placing for himself. Good condition, good overall balance.
Our next competitor is making his second professional appearance, placing top 3 in his pro debut last weekend at the IFBB Fit World Pro. Please welcome, from Leon, Spain, Victor Del Olmo.
I don't know if this is an off-base thing to say, but does this guy not look like Bad Bunny to you?
It kind of does. Kind of does.
I'll state my case, yes, I'm certain.
Victor put together a pretty decent posing routine.
Yeah, some great artistry here.
It's nice to see when guys actually put a lot of effort into their posing.
Yeah, like we said this morning, I mean, the standard for the posing in the classic division is really elevated. And you've even seen some of that transfer into the men's open division, you know, when the classic division is stepped up, that standard for posing so high, you know, it's, you know, some of the open guys have realized, like, man, you know, people really appreciate to see when you put time into not just your mandatories, but also into your routines. And I think we've seen that in some of the open guys in their routines.
Well, especially when you're watching guys like Terrence Ruffins on stage.
Well, exactly.
And just watching his posing routine, and then you just want to kind of duplicate what he's doing.
And there's so many guys now in the classic division really putting time to put together great routines with some great artistry, and we're seeing that trickle into some of the other classes as well, which I think is great.
Victor Del Olmo. Our next competitor is coming off a highly impressive top 6 finish last week at the Arnold Classic and is Olympia qualified for 2026. He is the Persian Lion from Sydney, Australia. Please welcome Ethan Gohari.
The sun don't wait for no one to rise. Dust on my boots, sweat.
There's no music, so make sure you're talking during the routine. Oh, okay.
All right, next we got Ethan here. He's looks like he's got himself pretty locked in for a second place finish here. You know, really, really great package he brought here. The conditioning, the fullness, presentation, color, really, really a great package he brought here tonight.
I don't think he could have eked any better.
No, I really don't think that he could have done a whole lot more for this. I mean, you know, every detail here is pretty dialed in. So congrats to him on a really great showing.
You really impressed me this morning. I definitely think he secured a second place here.
Yep.
The detail in the back and then the glutes are just incredible.
Crazy, yeah. A little bit more size on that back. But overall, this was a really, really great look from him.
Again, another great poser.
Yeah.
trying to get a little bit of energy from the crowd.
Yeah, one thing I noticed he did well, and we commented on this morning, was he was really leaving no dead space in his posing, even in just his mandatories in the lineup. You know, he was really taking every opportunity, even in transitions, to display his physique at the best light possible.
The Persian Lion.
Great showing for BT.
Ethan Gohari. Our next competitor is making his pro debut. He won his pro card as the overall Classic Physique champion at the 2025 NBC North American Championships. Please welcome, from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Taylor Leipzig.
Like I said before, Taylor came in a little light colored this morning. He fixed his coloring, looks a lot better. Absolutely incredible physique. Great shape.
Yeah, really bright future here for Taylor. Looks a little better this morning. Color looks like he dried up maybe a little bit and filled out a little bit as well.
Yeah, the conditioning from the back's looking good.
Still see he's got some of those first pro show jitters. But overall, I think he's done a really great job here. Great ab and thigh there with the vacuum.
Some nice feathering in the quads. What do you think he could improve on here to improve his placing?
I think it's just time. I think he just needs a little more muscularity in certain areas. You know, bring up the arms, bring up some certain areas to, you know, really just bounce out the physique a bit more. And I think it was a great showing from him.
I do always say you can never have big enough arms.
That's very true.
And sixth appearance of his professional career. Please welcome, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, by way of Buffalo, New York, Dion Merrill.
All right, we got Dion here next.
Dion has some great shape. I think his conditioning could definitely use a little bit of improvement.
Yeah, it's interesting because some areas look like they're pretty hard, but there's just a small film or maybe a bit of flatness in a couple areas. But like you can see from the side legs, there's some good dryness there. But then certain areas don't quite look to match and be quite as hard as others. But a good frame, good structure, you know, taller guy, good waistline.
Do you think in this division it's easier or harder if you're a taller guy?
I think there's kind of like a sweet spot. You know, I think once you get too tall in any division, it obviously makes it really hard to fill out certain areas, especially the limbs. But I think having a bit of length, you know, can really make the flow of the physique better sometimes. But we've seen champions, I mean, like guys like Terrence, you know, on the shorter side that really, really do really well. And then we've seen guys like Wesley, you know, at the taller end of the spectrum. So, you know, you can really excel at both ends, but, you know, I think being 6'8" is always going to be harder for sure. That's
Our next competitor is making his second professional appearance, having placed top 8 at the 2025 New York Pro in his pro debut. From Queens, New York, please welcome Josue Mondesir.
All right, go with Josue next. Really, really crazy tiny waist.
Long torso.
Yeah, long torso, which, definitely helps with accentuating that small waist, but it can hurt you in some areas. A lot of times you see guys with those higher lat insertions and longer waists. It can hurt them in the back shots. He's a little narrower in the clavicles, so he'll have to pack on some more tissue around there.
I gotta be strong now. I gotta show you how I love you like I'm never ever so bad.
Very nice back.
Yeah, detail looks solid. Still just needs some more muscle kind of overall in that upper body. But great quads. Tiny, tiny waist.
Yes, quads are very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josue Mondesi. Your next competitor is a two-time classic physique Olympian. Please welcome, from Durham, North Carolina, Lamar Shaw.
Lamar playing a little air guitar.
Yeah, he's fighting right on that cusp for the top 5 placing. I think he was right in the middle of that second group, right after the top 4.
I agree.
Definitely put some time into putting together a nice routine here.
Singing along.
Yeah. Just needs to bring the conditioning in some areas a little tighter. You can see through the glutes and hams. Just be a little bit crisper. So I think a couple more weeks, if he did another show, he could, bring this down a little bit and maybe improve his placing.
I think you use a bit more triceps.
Yeah, a little bit more on the arms, yeah.
Seems to be having a great time on stage, though.
His posing's excellent. Very fluid.
Do you think being confident in your posing really helps you on stage?
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure. And it creates like an energy with the crowd as well, and the judges feel that as well. You can see when someone wants to be up there and is enjoying themselves and when they're not.
Yeah, you got guys like Andrew Jack who just seem to love to be on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lamar Shaw. Your next competitor is fresh off winning his pro debut last week at the Fit World Pro. Please welcome, from Los Angeles, California, by way of Dublin, Ireland, Paulin Tomisu.
All right, we got Paulin here next. I didn't know much about him coming into the show, but he definitely had a really great showing this morning. He's in that top 4. Some really good promise in this physique here. Some good density. Conditioning overall was pretty solid.
Great quad thickness.
Yeah, his shape in the front here is really, really nice. Small waist, round quads. Flows really nicely there in that front double. Another guy that's really put some time into the routine here.
He's giving me some Terrence Ruffin vibes, but that's not because he's just small and black.
Yeah. Yeah, a little more density and width in that back I think would help him out. And then the hamstrings and the glutes could be a little bit harder. But overall, really good showing.
Great bicep peaks. Yeah, just having a waist that small really accentuates the size of the quads. Feeding off the crowd energy.
Absolutely electric, ladies and gentlemen.
Good presentation for Paul there. We got one more guy up here. We got Wesley Vissers coming up
Our
next.
final competitor is 1 week removed from winning a second Arnold Classic title in 3 years. He is a 6-time Classic Physique Olympian, placing top 7 in 2023. He is the Dutch Oak. Please welcome from Best Netherlands, Wesley Vissers.
It's always cool when these guys have these like custom soundtracks made, you know?
Yeah. A little bit of Terminator vibes.
Yeah, same routine that he did at the Arnold Classic. But when you make some cool custom music and you got a good routine, definitely use it. Huge arms.
Massive.
One thing with Wesley is he really takes his time being very intentional with his posing, shot to shot.
His back width is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Posing to a little disturbed. I think last year at the Detroit Pro, he posed to Ramstein.
Yep. I believe he is doing the Arnold UK coming up as well. So we might see him versus Mike Summerfield finally.
Well, if Mike can actually make weight for once.
Yeah, we'll see.
Great routine from Wesley.
Yeah, he's definitely a fan favorite.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our individual presentations. We are now
I don't think the judges have to see any more for this.
No, I think they are done their judging. I think they're going to bring them back out and do our awards.
So you got Wesley first, Ethan second.
Yep.
Who do you got third?
I think I have Paul in third and then David fourth.
I can agree with that.
Classic Physique Division.
Just in case you guys were wondering, my name is Jason Provo. I am here with IFBB Pro Ian Valliere doing the commentary for you guys.
Further comparisons. They're all shaking their heads, so. Mr. Dutch Oak, I think there is one order of business here to take care of. And what do you think that should be?
I think there's only one thing left to do. Is the final pose down.
Detroit! Let's go!
We're going to get everybody on stage to do a final pose down.
Pose down.
Time to pose down!
I think the live stream might have a little bit of trouble seeing the pose down with everybody standing up.
All right, classic physique competitors. One more shot. Hit him with your bounty shot. Here we go. Detroit, 313. Show some love one more time for your IMPB Classic Physique Pro. Wonderful, wonderful job. I mean, that was absolutely exhilarating. Ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely a rare privilege to see a classic physique lineup of this caliber here compete in front of you. A round of applause once again for what you saw in prejudging and the show that they put on here tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to proceed to the awards. Once again, we had a super talented lineup here today. These are all worthy champions, but we can only have 5 winners in the top 5 as we now proceed to the awards. So with that, please take the 5th place medal and present it to our 5th place finisher, Lamar Shaw.
All right, so it's right there. Lamar Shaw got his 5th place. Congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Lamar. Wonderful, wonderful showing. Please take the 4th place medal and present it to our 4th place finisher, David Aquia Rosales.
David Rosales, 4th place. Now there was 3.
Incredible, David. Congratulations.
Man, it's a big trophy. Huge
The
trophy.
3rd place medal, the check for $3,000, and presented to our 3rd place finisher, Paulin Thomasu.
Great showing for Paulin, getting himself a top 3 here in Detroit.
Then with that,
And one big-ass trophy.
there were 2. Paulin, you were absolutely incredible. A round of applause. for
Well deserved
Paulin
3rd place.
Thomasu. What a run for him.
There's some really great potential in this physique here. I look forward to seeing more of him.
A week later in Detroit. All right. Ethan and Wesley, at this time, we're going to ask you two to please join us at the center of the stage as we are going to announce the winner, Detroit style. The winner of 2nd place will receive a medal and a check for $6,000. But at this time, please take the 1st place medal, the check for $15,000, and present it to our winner, Wesley Besson!
Great showing from Wesley.
Yeah, great showing for both him and Ethan. You know, I think no surprise here. Wesley was definitely the favorite coming into this, but Ethan came in great showing and earned himself a 2nd place here.
The champ is here.
Do you think this version of Wesley has a good chance of beating Mike?
Tough to say. I mean, Mike is so complete, but it really is going to be kind of coming down to how much that these weight drops have affected Mike. But, you know, even when we saw at the Olympia, when he did have to get down to the proper height and weight, he still ended up 2nd place at the Olympia. So, you know, even Mike that's had to push down a little harder than he would like to, is still obviously a very, very dangerous bodybuilder. And he's coming into this a little more fresh, that he's had the weeks off since the Arnold, to push down and get himself right for the UK. So I think it'll be a great competition though. I think it's not going to be easy for him.
5 worthy champions on stage here in the classic lifting division.
The champ is here.
Excellent job, gentlemen.
Do you think Wesley doing three shows in a row will help him or hurt him?
It really depends. I mean, some guys it hurts, some guys it helps. I know for me, I got better as shows went on. Some guys, especially with the travel and stuff like that, they can fade a little bit. But, we didn't see any fading from Wesley from the Arnold to here. So, if he can get over to the UK and maybe polish this up just a tiny bit more, be a little bit hair crisper, I definitely think he'll make it a good fight between him and Mike.
Here now with a 2026 Classic Physique champion, Wesley Vissers. Wesley, you win last week at the Arnold Classic and really sending a warning shot to the rest of the Classic Physique division. And here you are again, backing it up, winning your second consecutive contest.
Yes, it's of course an incredible experience here. First of all, I want to tell you guys, the energy you brought in the crowd was absolutely amazing, guys. So, round of applause for yourself. It's unbelievable. It feels very intimate here with you guys as pure bodybuilding fans. Trust me, the more you guys cheer us on, the more energy it gives us to give you guys a great show. So you guys are also part of the show for sure. So thank you very much for that.
Now, you competed here last year as well, finishing in the runner-up spot. Did you feel as if there was some unfinished business for you coming back here to Detroit?
Yes, definitely. So it even started at the Arnold last year, where I, of course, did not get the placing I wanted to. So this year, I wanted to get my title back, which luckily I was able to do. And then there was still one stone left unturned, right here in Motor City, Detroit. But I have to say, this is not just a competition for me, because this is tailored to actual bodybuilding, to make every one of us look at their very best, with this black backdrop, with this lighting, with Gilco doing their best, making sure that the physiques on stage look how they're supposed to look. So I think this is an example for many other shows over the world, not just the stage itself, but also how the crowd behaves, as this is what we as bodybuilders want to see and want to feel.
This is one of the best in the world, and he is giving props to you, the Detroit fans, and the Detroit Pro. Wesley, you are going to be one dangerous out come September at the Olympia. Congratulations, Arnold Classic title, and then you back it up here. You are champion of the 2026 Detroit Pro. Hold that thing up nice and high.
Yeah, I definitely have to give a big shout out to this crowd here in Detroit. I mean, I've been here 3 years in a row, and they really showed out every single time and supported the athletes, and it really makes the energy in here for the athletes definitely a really awesome experience, as Wesley just said there. So, thank you to everyone that's supporting and watching the live stream, and everyone that